Hey guys, welcome back to Randomania 2. This is Zelda 2 Randomizer Max Rando Tournament Round 2. And we have TheAlanHeffley and Xarnax42 facing off in the Thunder. I'm your coach for tonight, and I'll be doing this solo. Solo. Anyway, we've got the Zelda 2 Randomizer, which I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with, but I'll explain it to you really quickly. The Zelda 2 Randomizer is a program that scrambles the Zelda 2 and spits out seeds where the overworld's random, the enemy encounters are random, the life and sword effectiveness are random, palace locations are random, town locations are random, the whole overworld is scrambled. And the item caves are random, and the item caves are random, spread out across the overworld. So it leads to a very interesting situation here. So the Max Rando set flag set actually takes the randomizer and randomizes the randomizer. Therefore, it's more random than it can possibly be. We don't know what these guys are going to start with. They don't know what they're going to start with. I'm hoping for 2 lives. Excuse me. I'm hoping for 2 lives because that makes a very difficult seed. Because you have to game over, and when you game over, you start from either the beginning of the palace or the beginning of the overworld in North Palace. But anyway, I'll try to keep you guys clued in on what these guys are doing and where they're going. I'm sure they're going to be searching some item caves. I'll let you guys know, where they are, what they're doing, and this is going to be a good race. These are 2 good guys, man. They're veterans. They're very excellent at playing Zelda 2 Randomizer. So I'm psyched, dude. I'm like really stoked to be able to do commentary for these 2 guys. It's gonna be a blast. So here, let me check something real fast. Okay, these boys are about to take off here any second now. At least I thought they were getting ready to take off. There's probably a stream lag. They're gonna the stream's gonna catch up here in a second. Okay, there you go. Yes, 2 lives. The worst possible case scenario. These guys can only die twice, and they game over. So and you can see that their health is randomized too. They only have 3 heart containers. So this is gonna be a rough seed, guys. It does look like that we start with the reflect spell, fire spell, the boots, the raft, and the cross. So yeah, they got a couple items, but here, let's see what's going on here. All right, so I see a palace on Xarnax's end. It's the North Palace. But I see another palace on Xarnax's end, and it's Palace 1. You can tell it's Palace 1 because there's no flying eyeball enemy in there, and you can tell by the pillars. The face on the top of the pillars. Okay, and Xarnax has tested the fire spell, which is combined, and the fire spell seems to be combined with the jump spell. So that's going to be pretty handy. TheAlanHeffley finding the glove in Trophy Cave. That is big. I mean, Xarnax, I'm sure, will find it very quickly, but that is a very required item for this seed. I think it said 4 gems when they paused this. Yeah, 4 gems. I just saw on TheAlanHeffley's screen. So they have to place 4 gems, and then they can enter Grand Palace. Now, on this particular flag set, T-Bird may or may not be required. So that's going to be pretty interesting too. I bet that these guys will probably just jump straight into Grand Palace as soon as they place their 4th gem, and try to find Dark Link and beat this seed. Xarnax is in Magic Container Cave, and we'll see what item awaits him at the very end of this one. And looks like TheAlanHeffley, I think he dove 1. And the magical key. Okay, this is a big item. This allows him to unlock every door. So traversing palaces is not going to be a problem for Mr. Xarnax. When he finds the glove, and when TheAlanHeffley finds the magical key, there's going to be nothing stopping these guys besides maybe a fairy spell block from knocking out these dungeons. So this is going to be a pretty interesting race, man. It might be kind of quick. I'm not sure. But I'm interested to see how this one's going to play out. Looks like we have some streaming. Okay, there it goes. I see TheAlanHeffley getting banged up by what looked like a blue iron knuckle right there. Oof. With life 1 or 2, those things will take 2 bars of damage, no problem. Every bot. So it's not something you want to tangle with early level. Okay, we got the grass tile over there on Xarnax side. See Xarnax utilizing the boots to get on the water to escape the enemy encounters. Well, we got a P-bag. He got P-bagged. Okay, at least it was a 500 pointer, and he's going to be able to get his 3rd attack level right there. Good play for Mr. Xarnax. Xarnax finds the town of Mito. Will he be able to get where he'll be able to get his down stab because he's got the jump spell, which is linked to fire. So this gives him a huge combat advantage at the moment. He'll be able to just pounce on those enemies and destroy them with ease. So Xarnax with a little bit of an advantage. I'm pretty sure he's going to have no problem finding that glove. But TheAlanHeffley looking like he's about to place his first gem here in a minute. So yeah, TheAlanHeffley finding a dead end room in Palace 1. Opting to go to the end of it to probably get some experience, maybe get a P-bag or a key. I think on these flag sets there's either a key or a P-bag back there. I can't remember. And Xarnax sailing east. I totally missed that, but he went on this encounter. There's fortunately he has the cross, which allows him to see those eyeball enemies. If he did not have the cross, those things would just be spapping you around, and they're really really sucks, man. Face off in those encounters. Those guys will just take you out in like 2 hits, man. And it's you game over a lot. If you're not able to see them, they hit really hard. So yeah, he's the first one who's gonna duck in over the east. I didn't see him grab the glove, so this might be kind of like a fruitless effort. I don't know. Let's see what he does. I know he's got down stab. If this is Palace 3, he might be able to go in there and get that rebo. Oof, Alan taken out. Unfortunate game over in Palace 1, but at least he knows where the Mr. Red is sitting with his baseball bat club, so I'm sure Alan's going to go in there and go find that little horsey. Yeah, fortunately, Kawazi, we started with the boots, so while the boots were required, well, it was an item that we had already obtained, just by pressing start on the game. Xarnax finding one of the items over Maze Island, and it is nothing important. The kid. Alright, so the kid could possibly be led to the Thunder spell, I don't know, and Thunderbird may or may not be required, so that might be a good find for Mrs. Xarnax, but let's see what else is over here on the Maze Island. Ooh, Xarnax finds the Grand Palace on Maze Island. That's a big find. That's great information right there. As soon as he plays his 4th gem, he knows exactly where to go. And he finds the second. Let's see what it is. Oh, he must have already gotten it. Probably 500 point P bag because he's got exactly 500 experience points. Hey, did anyone in chat see what he picked up on that first Maze Island encounter drop? TheAlanHeffley placing his first gem after defeating Mr. Horsey, Mr. Head. And he's gonna continue searching out the Western continent. Now this is the type of seed, ladies and gentlemen, that if you go into like a swamp encounter like that, and you find a 1-up, jump over it and keep it for later. I mean, this is extra lives until to the end of the game, so you can maybe grab 5 before you take that GP, before you jump into GP. Because with 2 lives and only 3 so far heart containers, GP could be nasty. So I would definitely have a pen and a piece of paper and write down where these encounters are. It looks like Xarnax was over in I want to say Naburu. It's a thirsty broad town where you get the water and give it to the lady. And TheAlanHeffley picks up jump spell, which is useless in the town of Raru, because fire is linked to jump. So that's kind of a whamster right there. Ooh, if I saw that correctly, Xarnax scooped the fairy spell from Naburu, which is a great spell. It could be very well be required, but he's in this nasty lava pit encounter with the invisible moas and the cheese bats and those coconut eye things. Man, this is a nasty encounter. I absolutely hate this encounter right here. Man, look at that Schwamp encounter. Good God. If I saw that correctly, those invisible, those moas appeared to be invulnerable to sword swing attack. That's the back end of the jump cave for Mr. Heffley. Okay, so grave tile encounters happen to be road tile encounters, so that's good for Mr. Xarnax. As long as he stays on those grave tiles, he'll be safe. Back end of Saria, water town for TheAlanHeffley. He's gonna nope one out of there. Probably knows where the other end is. Looks like we got another palace find on Xarnax42 side. Let's see what it is. Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley finding Ruto town, but he already has the spell from there. We started with the fire spell, so he doesn't need to pick out any trophy to get that spell because he has already started with it. And it's Palace 306 on Xarnax end, so yeah, he's gonna nope right on out of there. I don't know why. I mean, I guess he doesn't have the glove. If he would have poked around a little bit more on that Western continent, he might have found the glove. I'm pretty sure. Guys in chat, if he has the glove and you saw him pick it up, please let me know. I didn't see him pick it up, so I know TheAlanHeffley has it, and it was pretty free for the taking too. If I remember, I think it was in a magic container cave, but I do not think that Mr. Xarnax has the glove. So yeah, he's gonna nope right on out of there. I don't blame him. Oh, he's gonna grab some more. Never mind, he's farming some experience. So this is actually, I mean, like a lot of people think farming is a bad idea. Those red nut knuckles from the statue are worth 200 points, which is actually pretty good. I mean, you kill a couple of them, you can catch a couple quick levels really quick. Meanwhile, Mr. Heffley is in a medicine cave, so he'll be digging out an item in here as well. So kind of curious to see what's in the back end of this cave. Oh man, those gorillas, man, they are such a pain in the butt, especially in the dark. I absolutely hate those enemies. Those orange Dyra are not bad. I mean, they could drop a lot of experience, but when you have a gorilla chuck boomerangs at you, that's such a pain in the butt. TheAlanHeffley going in for the kill. And meanwhile, Xarnax is in Palace 6. So, this should be pretty interesting. TheAlanHeffley finding a magic container in the medicine cave. Good find. Yeah, Alan, get out of that death mountain, man. It's got nothing but trouble in there. You already got the glove and the boots, man. Death Mountain is bad news. Although it does have 2 items, more times than not, you're gonna get P-bagged or something of the sort. Death Mountain could be a huge waste of time. You could be in there for and TheAlanHeffley gets his magical key. So, besides, he's pretty good to go. He's in basically place gem and go mode. He's got the reflect spell, the glove, the boots, the raft. There's nothing stopping this guy from just nailing these palaces out. And Xarnax gets a hammer over in the desert tile on the eastern continent. Meanwhile, Xarnax finds the new Kasuto town where there's potential 2 items and a spell. So let's see what he gets in here. Xarnax making the right play, go back to the western. If he pokes around a little bit, he's going to find that glove. He really needs it right now. If he has that glove, he's in great shape. Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley in a palace. I've got no idea what it is, but I'll let you guys know shortly because it looks like Palace 2 maybe? Either Palace 2 or Palace 5, I want to say. And Xarnax finds Heart Container Cave. I think this might be the glove. He really needs this item bad. Okay, so this is Palace 2. This is a great find for Mr. Heffley. This is a 4-gem seed. So Mr. Heffley's on his way to placing his 2nd gem, whereas Xarnax42 hasn't placed any yet. Ooh, Xarnax gets P-bagged. Beat slice for Mr. Xarnax. So far, these 2 racers are doing a pretty good job, only having 2 lives and a few heart containers. Big ups to these guys, man. Being able to take care of a very combat-heavy seed like this with such low resources. So it looks like Xarnax42 is in the town of Saria. He's going to grab that mirror and get that spell. And I'm sorry guys, I'm getting a little bit of stream lag issues on my end, so bear with me if I miss something. I'm here by myself, so if I miss something, I apologize, but I'm doing my best. So, TheAlanHeffley, Finding Glove, very early on in this seed is proving to be paramount at the moment, because he's basically just plays gem and go mode. So far in this tournament, it's been a lot of T-Bird not necessarily required, and I've seen GPs where you go in there and Dark Link is the first room on the right. So I think well, it's unfortunate for Xarnax42 to not have the glove right now. TheAlanHeffley is just nailing away at this seed, man, and he plays these gems, man. He could get this win. Not having the glove for Mr. Xarnax is really it's really biting him in the butt. Ooh, unfortunate death for Mr. TheAlanHeffley by those Magos, man. Those enemies, man, they will spawn on top of you and you have no shot. And they're strong, they hurt, and they take a lot of damage. Sometimes you can find, look, 2 heart containers or two life bars off of 1 bop. Like, that hurts. And you know, only having 2 lives, it's very unfortunate. Now he's got to do this lava encounter again, where there was if I'm not mistaken, there was one of those doom rattlers, or one of those guys throwing the clubs or whatever. This is a very unfortunate room. Oh, never mind, I'm mistaken. But anyway, he's plugging away at 2. I think this is his last life, so he's got to take it easy. Meanwhile, Xarnax42 jumps into Palace 1. I know this is Palace 1 because TheAlanHeffley already did it, and this blue iron knuckle and this staircase rooms are a real pain in the butt. Ooh, TheAlanHeffley does that backflip right into the lava. Beat slice for Mr. Heffley. Gotta start all the way over. See, folks, that's 2 lives right there. You die twice. Goodbye. Go back to the beginning. Try again. Game over. Yeah, see, there's that Doom Rattle right there. You see those axes throwing? Those maces or whatever? Those are the worst enemies to have to deal with on an encounter like this, because you got all that lava. Sometimes it's better just to take the bop and then run straight through it while you get the iframes and just punch it, man. Get over there. Yeah, just like that. See, he took the bop, he kept on pressing forward. He's gonna get it on the other side of this room. Good job, Mr. Heffley. Xarnax42 finding the item in Palace 1. I can't remember if we saw this now that I'm not writing this stuff down. But, ooh, blue iron knuckle. Yup, he got pea-bagged. Yeah, I got a feeling this seed's gonna be handing out wham sandwiches left and right. Alright, now Mr. TheAlanHeffley finds the item room in Palace 2, so this could be pretty interesting as well. Oh, takes an unfortunate death right there by that red iron knuckle. But he's got another life. Jeez, man, 2 life bars if you get poked by one of those, oh man, the flute. That's like the least desirable item at this point to get. But yeah, at life 3, if you got poked by one of those, iron knuckles, it took 2 whole bars of health. Ouch. So Xarnax entering his fight with Mr. Ed. This should be pretty quick. Using down stab stretch. Got him. And Xarnax42 getting ready to place his first gem. TheAlanHeffley with the cool dodge strats to get away from that nasty encounter with those 2, the 2 knuckles in that Doom Rat or whatever those red, weird Chewbacca looking things are that throw those maces at you. Some pretty cool dodge strats, man. He jumped through those weird mace things and was able to get out of that nasty room here. But I think that this might be, I think it's a 50-50 shot whether if this is Helmet Head or if this is a dead end. I think he's seen maybe only one of the dead ends, but anyway, this could be the boss area, Raid 3, and it looks like it, and it is. TheAlanHeffley getting ready to face off with Helmet Head to place his second gem, while Xarnax42 is going into Palace 4. You can tell it's Palace 4 by the flying eyeball enemy and the pillars with the faces on top. Palace 1 has similar pillars, but it doesn't have the enemy, the eyeball enemy. So pretty interesting play. This is a very close match. The only thing that's really messing with Xarnax right now is the fact that he does not have the glove. If Xarnax gets the glove, and he picks up a magic container as the item in Palace 4. Xarnax gets the glove, man, he'll be in good shape. Oh man, TheAlanHeffley taking an unfortunate game over at Helmet Head, and he nopes out of there. I mean, I don't blame him for that. It was a long trek just to get to that boss room, and with a lot of blue iron knuckles and such. So I don't know. Hopefully he goes and gets that down stab. I don't think he has it because I didn't see him using down stab. So he does have fire and he has jump, so he should go get that. It makes fighting enemies much easier. Yeah, here he goes. He's gonna go get that down stab, and this is gonna make combat so much easier for Mr. Heffley. I don't know. It's definitely like I really like the down stab technique. It's, it definitely makes this game a lot easier once you get that. So Xarnax going through Palace 4. There are 3 dead ends that are on the right-hand side that are lava rooms. And they all look like that. Alright, so he found one of them. I haven't been paying too much attention. He might have found 2 of them. But I know he found the item room. And there's this drop, and then there's one more underneath. And he's looking for the boss. So yeah, there's a second dead end room. So it's a 50-50 shot. The next right is either going to be the boss or the last of the 3rd dead end rooms. So let's see what happens. TheAlanHeffley sailing east, going downward. And Xarnax runs into the last of the lava rooms. I don't know why he didn't turn around and go across that lava room and go leftward. It's quite possible that because that happened to me on a race last week, where I up and A'd also, and ended up back at the beginning to go left here to find a dead end room. And nope, he's got some options over here, so he's probably found a boss right here. That was a good move for Mr. Xarnax. Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley just stepped into that palace. I'm not sure what it was, either 3 or 6. I'm not sure if he did any exploration with it, but if it was 3, he had everything he needed to complete the palace. So a little bit confused there. But if it was 6, on the other hand, I only have 4 gems. I'm not even going in 5 or 6. I'm doing 1, 2, 3, and 4. If he would have went left and then went up this elevator from the bottom of that lava crumble room, he wouldn't have had to go through the whole palace again just to find here's the boss right next to the room he up and ate in. Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing last week, so I'm not faulting him. It's just I'm never gonna make that mistake again. An unfortunate death from Mr. Xarnax. Yeah, after falling for that, and the kid on TheAlanHeffley's side. So this boss, Carrick, it's just basically a monster wizard that if you cast a reflect spell and just kneel in the corner, you bounce his beams back. You need the reflect spell to fight this boss. And it's a simple boss fight. And, you just kind of hope and pray he doesn't spawn over top of you, because then you'll die. But Xarnax makes quick work of him. And he finds, is this Nibiru? Didn't he get the spell out of here? I don't know. Anyway, this is Nibiru, where it's also called, oh no, this is Raru. He's on the western continent. Alright, so he's gonna get a free spell here. He's gonna get the jump spell here. Nibiru and Raru kind of look similar, but they're on the opposite continents. When you enter the town, on the right-hand side, they have a very similar look to them. So he gets a jump spell, which is completely worthless. Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley was actually in Nibiru. He just gave the thirsty lady some water, and he's gonna get a spell. And he got the fairy spell, which is big. So Xarnax with the hammer, he has capabilities of going and breaking into those item caves. For some reason, okay, here he goes. He turns around to go. I was getting ready to say, if I know that there's an item in there, and I'm missing the glove, I'm gonna turn around and go back in there with that hammer and go get that item, because could very well be the glove. And he got P-bagged. Wah, wah, wah. And speaking of P-bags, on the left-hand side, TheAlanHeffley found the eastern P-bag cave. There are two of these P-bag caves on the eastern P-bag cave. There's two of them. He found the one that has a ceiling. It has step stairs going upward. Let's see what this cave has to hold for us. A magic container. That's pretty big. Meanwhile, Xarnax is still on the western continent, but it doesn't appear that he's been able to find that glove. I have a feeling when he finds that glove, he's gonna do a facepalm, because I know TheAlanHeffley, it was the very first thing Mr. Heffley found. So, that could really hurt Xarnax in this race, right here. Ooh, TheAlanHeffley took an unfortunate death by that flying Moa. Those things hit like a truck. And they're invulnerable. Oh man, beat slice for Mr. TheAlanHeffley. Ooh, TheAlanHeffley finding the water tile and a mystery palette, Palace 5. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and nope right on out of there, but he gets the water tile. Let's see what's on the water tile. It's a heart container. So, that's pretty big for, just having 2 lives. You want to have some heart containers. It helps a little bit with survivability. He might be able to get, an extra bop or 2 in, depending on his life level. So, good find for Mr. Heffley. Meanwhile, Xarnax is in Trophy Cave, which has got the glove. So, Xarnax is about to smack himself in the face in a second. So he quickly takes care of that gorilla. Now, he is basically in full dig shake. I mean, he's missing the thunder spell, but most than likely, Mr. Bird, the funky turkey, won't be required in this race. I think he's been required 2 or 3 times out of like the 10 or 11 races that we've had. So, he can probably just head straight into GP and find Dark Link. But I don't know. That's a big find for Xarnax, and so he's basically in just place gem and go mode. Yeah, I don't blame Alan for that. Hurry up, go back to Palace 2, place that gem really fast, so you got an extra heart container. You can survive a little bit longer. And then try to go into GP. And Xarnax42 is in either Palace 3 or 6, I'll tell you in a second, and TheAlanHeffley is back in Pepto-Bismol colored Palace 2. Man, I really wish these guys would go down that elevator. I'm kind of curious whether this is going to be Palace 3 or Palace 6, but I'll let you guys know in a second, because I'm pretty sure Xarnax42 is going to go take a peek inside. If this is Palace 3, he can just hurry up and knock that out and put his 3rd gem in. Yeah, this is a rough palace too. Those Magos, they're like those weird wizard guys that throw the fire at you. Those guys suck, man. They'll just whatchamacallit. They will just appear right over top of you and take 2 bars of health from you. Just like that. And especially at a low life level, they could be really annoying. they definitely get in the way, and I've game over to them before. They're a total pain in the butt, so I don't know. Alan's having a pretty difficult time. As Xarnax disposes of that Doom Knocker with ease by doing jackhammer strats. So I think this is Palace 6. I took my eyes off of Xarnax stream for a second. I'll let you know in a second. That looked like the drop room before this one. So yes, this is Palace 6. This is the Canadian drop hole room. Okay, round 2 here for Mr. Heffley and Mr. Baldylocks, Helmet Head. I like that, using jackhammer strats on him. He has the shield of the life spell, try to minimize his damage. He needs to take it really slow with this guy to dispatch him as safely as possible. Meanwhile, Xarnax is going Rambo on Rebo, just knocking him straight off the horse from the jump. Right off Jump Street. Knocks him right off the horse and fights him John Wayne, the old-fashioned way. Wow, Xarnax, 700 experience, what a payoff. And it's the item room. Let's see what you get. Wah, wah. He got another wham sandwich in Palace 6, but you know what? He's probably going to be able to grab from that a few levels. No, Barbara definitely typically gives you about 1,000 experience points. If I see another Rebo, I'm just going to farm him for the experience. 700 is pretty juicy. And those fights tend to be pretty quickly, so I don't know. Good job for Xarnax for dispatching that Rebanak the old-fashioned way. Okay, TheAlanHeffley in Palace 4. He should make short work of this. Oh, let me adjust the tracker really quickly. I'll probably make really short work of this. I know at the bottom, Mr. Xarnax had to go left at that lava crumble room. Let's see what TheAlanHeffley does. If he up in A's and decides to go left from start, or I know that they both take you to the same place, but I'm a little interested to see what Mr. Heffley does. As he's in the item room in Palace 4, if I remember correctly, this is a pea bag. Or maybe a magic container. I can't remember. Casting Reflect. Yeah, it's a magic container. Casting Reflect to block that Doom Knocker's bases that he throws at you. Those things hurt.
Hey, how is the match coming along? I see we got Xarnax and TheAlanHeffley going at it.
Yeah, it's coming along, man. It's a pretty close match, man. They both placed 2 gems. TheAlanHeffley's about to place his 3rd gem in 4th Palace. So
how many hearts did they start with?
They started with 3 hearts, and they had to place 4 gems. No downstab. They started with the Fire spell, which is linked to Jump, and they started with Reflect spell. The magical key and the glove were right there at the beginning, free for the taking. The glove and
But Xarnax missed the glove?
Yeah, Xarnax missed the glove. Let me update track. He just got it, but he did miss the glove early game. He just got it not that long ago, maybe 10 minutes ago.
Alright, so it's still a fairly close seed then. TheAlanHeffley, though, how many gems are required in this one? 4?
4, and he's about to place his 3rd gem, and they both know where GP is. Unfortunately, I know that this is not the right way, and he's going to find a bunch of unfortunate dead ends until he gets to the bottom where that the lava crumble room at the very bottom is also a lava dead end. But if he goes left there and upstairs from the next room, he will find Mr. Karak.
well, he'll be kind of forced to after he sees both dead ends. Like, it's a one-way route, right?
Well, yeah. Well, at the bottom there, if you go right to where Carrick likes to hide a lot on that crumble bridge room to the right, it's in one of those lava rooms. But whatchamacallit, Xarnax42 up an 8 from that point. He went to the beginning and went left, which, fortunate enough for him, eventually led him back to the same place. If TheAlanHeffley decides to poke his head on the other side of that lava crumble room and just go upstairs that elevator, Mr. Carrack is right there. So
Xarnax seems to be having some magic issues here in Palace 6. He's looking for a magic jar right now, because if he sees the fairy room, he probably will go to go through it.
ooh, beat slice from Mr. Xarnax. He just had to pass it up.
Now,
He didn't have
the room he fell from, there's actually a setup in which you can fall at a specific point in the screen just to land into that fairy drop hole. But obviously, he didn't know it was going to be right there, so...
Yeah, I've seen people do that trick, and I'd like to learn how to do it. That's a pretty slick trick. I saw someone do
It
that.
depends which drop room you're falling in from, but the one that he was falling in from with that crumble bridge in the center, you can set it up so as you're falling to the right side of the screen, you'll be at the right spot. So if you hold right as you transition, you'll just fall right into the hole.
That's cool, man. I've seen it done, but I don't know how to do it. That's a pretty cool trick, man.
You just have to know the spot to fall into on the screen.
Hey, man, GG on that race, man. You really put it to it. And now TheAlanHeffley finding Mr. Carrack.
Yeah, we'll save our GGs for whatever happens with this race here, but Xarnax is going to actually have to put up a pace to keep up here.
Yeah, unfortunately, this one's getting swept away from Mr. Xarnax. He's
Is there
picked
anything
Pound 6 to go.
Alan is missing right now? He's missing the Thunder Spell, so...
That is the only thing that these two races are missing. They are both identical items besides Mr. Xarnax has the hammer.
Yeah, see, so Xarnax that time gets the fairy through there. Didn't need to do this setup. And yeah, Barbara's right there. Unfortunate.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If Mr. Heffley finds Palace 3, bing bang boom, he's on his way to GP, you know? Xarnax has to find another Palace, which he too could probably find Palace 3 or Palace 2. Palace 2 is pretty simple to find. It's on the western continent, not far from start. So Xarnax getting ready to place his third gem after dispatching Mrs. Barbara Walters.
I think if you call the dragon Barba, you're implying male, and if you call the dragon Volvagia, you're implying kind of like female, but I think Barba's gender is kind of neutral or unknown, like you can go either or.
It's a woman. And she's a sweet old snake too.
Yeah, for you it's a woman, I guess. Nice grass towel there before the raft.
She needs a breath mint, man. Her breath is on fire. Xarnax able to get the magic container, ladies. Let's see what she's got. I hope it's a 50-point P bag. Sack of rusty nickels. And it's a little digger. You know, I don't agree with that.
It's closer to say Valuvagia rather than Volvagia. Hey,
Kulaim. Now this is a 2 live seed, right? Xarnax picks up a 1-up on the eastern continent not too far from Grand Palace. If I were him, I would have saved that 1-up until I was on my way into GP.
Yeah, saving those 1-ups on these low-life deficits could be pretty helpful, but you might want them to help explore just so you can pick up items and go faster, because you can handle other things stronger when you're a higher level. But it's up to the runners.
Yeah, and then this is Palace 3 for Mr. Xarnax. If he places this gem, he's right... excuse me. He is right there next to, not far from GP. Now, Mr. Heffley, I believe that's Palace 5 that he's standing right next to right now. Right by the... Maze Island is where GP is, right next to Palace 5. If I was him, I would just go in there and pump it, man.
Yeah, scout it now as quickly as you can and find out.
I mean, it's right there. Why not? Well, there's a palace right there too. What is? I think that may.
He's gotten all his free spells, right?
I believe so. I don't know. I've been on this thing for solo. I haven't seen anyone get the thunder spell. I think Xarnax got the life spell somewhere.
Yeah, good job on just holding up this game stream solo just on your own so far. I was just cooking my Angus beef dinner there. The Countess tasted great.
Oh man, that sounds good. Sounds pretty tasty.
He's not going to try and fairy free. He has lots of MP. He should at least try twice.
Ooh, took a rock to the skull. And Xarnax getting a little diggered again in Palace 3.
Yeah? Tell me about the little digger in Palace 3.
It's a beat slice. I mean, I guess after he places his gem, he's going to go straight to GP, so it might not be a bad play. As long as he doesn't up an A and he keeps these extra lives, he's in good shape. He'll have 4 lives heading into GP, which is much better than the 2.
Both runners are pretty neck and neck, kind of, depending on how fast they can find the boss here. And you said GP is on the east, so TheAlanHeffley's pretty close by.
TheAlanHeffley is right next door to GP. Literally, this is a couple tiles away from the Maze Island spot. And if he finds Guma right in this room or in the next couple rooms and does them, he's going to be in GP first. But unfortunately, Mr. Xarnax is in Palace 3, so chances are he's going to find the boss where he is before Mr. Heffley finds Mr. Guma. But I don't know. We got a race here.
Here's the thing
simultaneous.
He's fighting Guma at attack 3.
Simultaneous boss fights. And TheAlanHeffley is right next to a GP. So as long as TheAlanHeffley doesn't die.
Well, TheAlanHeffley is at attack 3. I know Guma's a little bit sick right now. He just got a little bit walloped by me, so he's down 1 life bar, but he's ready to swing hard.
Yeah, TheAlanHeffley getting a skull full of ball and chain there by Mr. Guma.
And no shield spell to help here for him?
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
He doesn't have the shield spell?
No, unfortunately not.
This is the other really slow safe way you could use to fight Guma, but it's really slow, and Alan is at attack 3. This could cost him a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah, ow. Now, if he dies, does he go out and go to another dungeon, or does he go back in? Guma was pretty close by inside, but...
Oh man, I want him to beat Guma right now so bad.
He wants to beat him very badly too. This is going to be a slog of a fight.
Yeah, TheAlanHeffley or Xarnax42 getting ready, making his way right into the Grand Palace. Now, I kind of want T-Bird to be required. I want that thrown in the mix. I want this to be more interesting.
Well, it's for the audience. Everybody wants to see the fight with the one of the final bosses that we haven't seen a lot of, actually.
Oh man, Mr. Heffley getting bopped around and by Mr. Guma has to start over. Tough beat sledge for Mr. Heffley. Meanwhile, Xarnax is in a nasty chicken and waffle room. Holy smokes. Look at all them chicken and waffles.
Now, With only 3 life bars for Xarnax, reduced lives, he picked up a few 1-ups, didn't he? You said they started with only like 1 extra life?
Yeah, and I don't understand.
So yeah, he picked up 2 extra lives on the way here, and so he doesn't want to burn them. Like, these are his 2 extra lives to help him get through.
And if he game overs, he's gonna have to do this all over again.
Yeah, with fewer starting lives.
Oh man, this is interesting. And round 2 for Alan and Mr. Boomer here. Yeah, that's a nasty room encounter to have the first room in GP. You get greeted by the medicine jar drop room with the 2 items. But
careful here, Xarnax. Okay.
He should have, in my opinion, he should have killed that orange bird knight, because you know they only take 1 strike. So yeah, I don't blame Alan for farming a jar right here, or Xarnax for farming a jar right here.
Well, that's his last jump. If you don't do it without jump, you're gonna have to kind of get...
And he gets it.
A better life spell with 2 bars, it's not too bad. Sure how many bars exactly, though.
Yeah, getting that magic jar drop off of that weird polar bear face. Or I'm sorry, the wolf unicorn. Oh baby!
Oh, okay.
He queue up the thunder spell?
I always get scared casting Thunder so quickly on Thunderbird, because if he flies off the screen, you can whip your spell pretty easily. It happens to almost everybody at least once.
I didn't see him pick up the thunder spell. Oh, let me go.
It was in the 4th slot, right? So it must have been Mido, meaning he probably picked up the medicine. I think it was in the 4th slot.
Yeah, I'm over here pulling a double, doing this one solo. This is a pretty interesting fight, man. Xarnax, not a stranger to low level. I mean, although he does have attack 5, if he gets hit once by,
he should be able to tank 1 hit. He did cast Shield, I believe, as well, but he won't be able to take 2 hits. But he's got this. He's fine.
Yeah, he's almost about to roast that turkey. Yeah, he just roasted that turkey.
Roasted Thunderbird, not too bad.
Nah. Now let's see if Thunderbird was required. I bet you this is a dead end. Oh, it's a drop room. This just got interesting.
Oh,
I don't know how he just survived
and
that.
He got trapped.
That Faka blade.
The blades hurt a lot less than the actual Fokkers themselves. Like, if they jump into you, their actual body hits you like twice as much damage. The swords don't hurt that much.
Those bird knight enemies, they're actually called Fakas. F-O-C-K-F-A-S or something. I don't know. Let's see.
I've always thought that was kind of like a misspelling of Fawk, like F-A-W-K, because that's kind of Latin for avian. But maybe some inspiration or reasoning there. Who knows?
I don't know, but wouldn't that be interesting? Right? Wouldn't that be interesting if just downstairs from that that Jackamus room to the right was Dark Link. You there, Queen?
Yeah. What did Alan just pick up the spell in Darunia slot number 6?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. I saw him pick up something, but with the funny chat comments from the Magic Man, it's hard to kind of tell the spell so quickly.
My stream froze for a second. I'm dropping a lot of frames over here.
Well, if Alan goes down, I guess it would just be me. Xarnax back into this fairy room. He's going around the loop, but I think he can go down here?
Yeah, I don't think he has seen the fairy room.
No, he saw it was below, I believe, the Jack in this room where we got the magic jar.
Okay.
But he didn't go this way because he went right at the Jack in this room after going down scouting the fairy room.
Ooh. Bead slash for Mr. Xarnax.
So where is the turn that he missed?
I don't know. Okay, so here comes Mr. Heffley.
Now here's the thing: if TheAlanHeffley, we know that Thunderbird is. I don't think Thunderbird is required. If TheAlanHeffley just jumps in, goes left right away, if he feels he's behind, he might be able to steal something if he just takes all lefts.
That would be awesome. And I'm guessing he dispatched Guma finally, so I'm gonna go ahead and update the tracker with that. So yeah,
that was Alan's last spell that he did pick up, so I'm pretty sure he was happy picking that, at least that up. Probably would have been happier with Thunder, but I don't think Thunderbird is required, so Alan should be fine.
Yeah, as long as he gets through this nasty room and then goes left at the fairy room after he hits that dead end. I hope he just decides to go left at fairy, because I'm pretty certain that's the way. Xarnax only took one drop and ended up, by that fairy room, so I don't understand why he's going in that nasty room. I bet if he goes upstairs, there's probably a hook room, maybe. Or one of those long, like, drop look. Yeah, see, he's in a hook room right now.
Alan not having a life spell is gonna have to play very carefully here. Like, he's gonna be having to cast shield in like every single room, and he's not doing that. And he only has one extra life. Like, this is gonna be pretty rough on him.
Yeah, but I mean, he could just so happen to go the right way, and Xarnax could game over. Alan about to get the news.
Yeah, but didn't going down here lead to a death? Like, I think actually now, looking back, he might have to fight the Thunderbird. We're gonna find out.
He can go left at the fairy room.
Okay, so that'll get him out of the loop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because Xarnax only took one drop, and he ended up back in the fairy room again. So I'm kind of curious of why he whatchamacallit? I'm kind of curious of why he decided to go in that nasty two blue chicken room to do that drop. If he could have just gone left at the fairy room.
Well, we can safely take out that blue chicken, Xarnax. He doesn't, as long as he breaks the few blocks to his feet. I guess he wants the magic jar right now, Xarnax.
Not a bad play.
He is on his last life. He wants to hold this together. He can't afford Yeah, there's the jump. Didn't even want to risk hitting the hitbox of the blue chicken.
Ooh, Alan Heffley deciding not to take that fun room. I think that's actually a good play because
Have we seen that fun room that Alan Heffley just poked up into? Did Xarnax go that direction?
I think that's the direction that Xarnax came in. So if Alan Heffley
right, so after Thunderbird, Xarnax came down from there. So I guess he's just trying to finish off this last route here, which should lead to Darklink. Alan Heffley's not too far behind. Like, if he goes by that red chicken that he peeked up by the elevator, he'd be like 2 rooms behind Xarnax.
He is 2 rooms behind Xarnax. Remember this room, like 2 seconds ago on Xarnax's side? Actually, they're in the same room.
And they're both on their last life here. This is...
Oh, baby.
Boy.
Oh, my goodness.
We're probably gonna see like a hook room leading right to Darklink. Oh no! Can Alan? And that was with Xarnax's extra lives too. Like, Alan is running this on a deficit of life levels, magic levels. But Xarnax is gonna come back fast. See, like, Alan should break that block below the chicken just so that we can keep stabbing him easier. And you want to get rid of that chicken quick too, because if those fireballs come back while you're taking your time here, it's gonna hit you.
A million nice knife hits with attack 4 to try to kill those turkeys, those little baby chickens, or spicy chickens, they say. Oh man, you do not understand how bad I want Darklink to be up this elevator.
This is where your mashing or timing ability really matters when trying to swing as fast as you can here. There he goes, there he goes!
Oh my goodness, this is such a clincher right here.
And like I said, here's a hook room. I wouldn't be surprised if Darklink is right here, but Alan Heffley, he's heard it.
Ooh, the Eon drop room. This is interesting. And it's a very light encounter too. No Focus on the bridge, so
he has to check to the right first.
Yeah, this
Hey, don't get killed by the MOA, and he should be fine. Like, there should be a jar in the next room as long as he didn't die right here.
Oh no, he's back at the beginning.
Oh no. So both of them have to find a new way, but here's the thing, Xarnax is probably going to go right back in that same direction.
Yeah, there's only 2 places that Mr. Heffley hasn't checked yet. And I believe that Xarnax...
And now what's weighing on Heffley's mind is still the Thunderbird room right now. He's still probably thinking in his mind, he probably needs Thunder.
Yeah, but you know...
And he might just warp out right here. He's thinking about it, yeah.
He just saved. Oh man. Dude, they were like in the same room together a second ago. Man.
Give me a second, I'm gonna message Link. I just realized it's past 10.
Alright man, I know you have that other race. If you need help with commentaries on that, I might be able to help you. But whatchamacallit, I kinda wanna watch that race, man. A Toaster versus RCS, that's gonna be a good one. Oh man, he found the L7 drop room. This could be DL right here. And it's this interesting room, and a lot of times Okay, we got a lava bridge room. And another drop room with an orange Faka. If he plays his cards right, he can kill this Faka with just one sword strike. And we've seen most all the drops, so this one is probably going to lead to Dark Link. If whatchamacallit, if there's that other way. I mean, this has to lead to Dark Link because I think that we saw that fun room. I think is the way that he came through when he took the Thunderbird pass. I'm pretty sure that when he took Thunderbird, it brought him through that fun room, back into the left-hand side of that fairy room. So,
Are you gonna be able to finish up the rest of this race here? I did promise I would join Link 777 for Rose City's race. So you're gonna be back on your own on this. You've already covered most of the race here.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I'll be good.
Take care.
Alright, take care, man. Thank you so much for helping me out, Mr. Colleen. Enjoy the second race.
No problem.
Later. Alright, so Mr. TheAlanHeffley making another play at GP, and Xarnax taking another death. So this is another neck and neck race. Alright, things just got exciting again. TheAlanHeffley having upstab. I don't think Xarnax does, and this room is a nasty room just to begin with. But TheAlanHeffley pulls through, disposing of that flag eyeball Noah, and he's gonna move it right straight on. Meanwhile, Xarnax takes a death in that nasty chicken room. What a bad game to I'm not gonna say bad, but mean to put that room right there at the beginning. Is so mean because with such low life, you have to deal with those. You have to deal. Whoa, he's got to be careful. Here comes that king bot. But you got to deal with that spicy chicken and that whatchamacallit, the spicy chicken and the orange bird knight first thing, and that's terrible, man. That is absolutely terrible. To have to do that at the very beginning. But meanwhile, Mr. Heffley fighting Thunderbird. But unfortunately, we know that this isn't required. I'm not sure if it makes your padding better, easier, if it's an easier route. But it appears that if you go left of the fairy room, you end up not far from where this behind this boss drops you. So this is pretty neck and neck. I think Xarnax has a little bit more information than Mr. Heffley. But this is very exciting because this is anyone's race, and they are all within grasp of Dark Link and grabbing the first place GG. So this is a very interesting race, man. I think this is probably the closest one yet that I've done commentary for. Mr. Heffley tried his hand again at Mr. Turkey. I just did an attack for Thunderbird the other day, and it's pretty rough. I mean, it's doable, but I would have casted the Reflect spell if I were him. If it's castable, because if you cast the Reflect spell, not only do you block the fireballs, it makes the fireballs, sometimes depending on how the angle that they're coming at you, they may pass through you. Apparently it shrinks your hitbox, so effectively it makes it harder for him to hit you, period. So the Reflect spell in my opinion, is better than the shield spell while fighting this funky turkey. Alright, so Xarnax, taking that path that he took earlier to get to the L7 drop room to put him in that new area. This is going to be interesting. Let's see where this takes him. Takes him back to that other drop room where he's man, that orange bird knight really put his hands on Xarnax. Oof. That's a good play. Get him to fall while you jump up there. I like that strategy. Xarnax taking a quick life refill, refilling all of his magic up. Not sure if we've seen this waffle room yet, but it looks like Xarnax definitely been here because he remembered that red bird knight. Those things are very annoying at a low level, man. And they're really hard to deal with. They're very strong enemies and they take a lot of damage when they hit you. He's gonna use this strat where you can just kind of stand right there, or squat right there, and just kill them with ease. They jump at you, and you can stab them in the face as they jump up, and that's a pretty safe strat right there. Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley is back in the Jackamus room, and hopefully back downstairs and make a left-hand turn on a fairy way. Yeah, those king bots, man, they're really dangerous. They kind of appear out of nowhere, and especially like at low level, they take a lot of damage. And if you don't have if you have attack 4, they take several sword swings. Mr. Heffley taking another crack at Thunderbird, and he cast what did he cast? Shield. He should cast Reflect. I think he's got enough to cast Reflect, and if he does so, he's got more than enough to cast Reflect. He could dispatch this turkey quickly, with ease, because the fireballs, they definitely pass right through. See, that one just kind of bopped him. If he had Reflect on it, could have very well went right past you. Now Zark's going right through this waffle room, sees a fun room, decides, no, I don't want none of that. Decides to turn around and go back through this waffle room again. So this is still anyone's game, folks. I mean, if Xarnax takes a game over and Mr. Heffley just, ends up taking the same path, Mr. Heffley's going to be really upset though once he gets rid of this bird and then sees the fairy room at the bottom of this drop. But at least he'll know at that point that he didn't need to do all this. Yeah, this is a very rough seed. Mr. Heffley taking an unfortunate game over. Xarnax in a hook room, I'm not sure if we've seen before. Dark Link might be just to the right of this. I hope Mr. Heffley decides to try other options. Maybe try left the fairy room again. There were 2 up elevators that he could have taken into different sections of the palace. That could possibly lead him to Dark Link. And there it is, Dark Link for Xarnax, right on the other side of that hook room. So all he has to do is not die, and GG to him. So. Man, this GP and this seed was pretty darn rough. And only having two lives to battle your way through this is it's nerve-wracking. And there it is, GG for Xarnax42. Xarnax42. Xarnax42 with the official SOL race time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 57 seconds. TheAlanHeffley taking an unfortunate death at Thunderbird. Xarnax, can you hear me?
Hey.
Hey man, GG man, that GP was rough with those 2 lives, man. Good game, dude.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Mr. Heffley's battling it out with Mr. T-Bird right now.
Oh, okay. He hasn't even seen the fun stuff yet.
No, well, actually, he left at the fairy room, and at one point, you both were in the same room. It was very close. If he would have went up that elevator, that you did, it was a very close race. It was definitely a nail biter. But then when he found T-Bird, he up A'd, saved, went and got the Thunder Spell, and came back and was trying his hand in.
Oh wow, okay. So has
But
he
anyway,
been in GP for a while then?
Yeah, I would say he came in GP just a couple minutes after you,
Oh,
or maybe
awesome.
not even. Maybe not even. I think he might have came in GP like maybe a minute after you. He was after you finished. What was that? Palace 3 was the last Palace you did.
Yeah.
He was finishing Guma, and you know Palace 5 was just right around the corner from GP. So he was finishing up with Guma while you were making your way to GP. So you made it in there like a minute or two before him, but it wasn't long. You did have a little bit of a couple minute head start with exploration and stuff, but I don't know, man. You really knocked this one out of the park. You you dispatched the bird even though you didn't need to, and you continued exploring.
Those GPs are like my favorite. The ones where like it's such a challenge that it's basically a puzzle. You need to figure out each room. How are you going to optimize so you've got the resources to handle the next one?
Yeah, it's pretty tricky with 2 lives, man. Game overs are happening left and right.
I was actually not mad that the last 2 items I found were 1-ups because I knew I was on my way to GP.
I'm sorry, we're what?
The last 2 items I got were 1-ups.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, what is he thinking? I was like, he should be saving those for when he goes to GP. You go and knock out Rebo real quick, and you could raid in GP. And I'm like, that was a good play.
Man, that hallway to Rebanak in Palace 3 was so long. Every time I went right, I was expecting to see a blue background come up because I hadn't found the outside dead end yet. I was really relieved to see him there so I could keep my lives.
Yeah, finding Rebo sometimes can be tricky. You could take a long hallway and then end up outside. That's the worst.
Exactly.
Man, so this GP, man, bad news.
Did I assume Alan never found any more hearts?
He found a heart. He's got 4 heart containers.
And he probably has shield. Does he have shield spell?
He has shield, and he does have reflect, but for some reason he's not casting reflect during his Thunderbird fight.
Shield would have been super helpful.
Yeah, you guys both started with reflect. Maybe reflect is really expensive, but he's got
Yeah,
he's got about 30. He's got about 40, like maybe 42 experience, or magic points. I'm sorry. He's got like 42 magic points. At Magic 5, I don't remember how much reflect costed, but I mean, fighting Thunderbird with reflect is better than fighting with shield. Especially when he beats you with 2 hits anyway. Shield doesn't do much. Yeah, and there's fireballs. I was just commenting on before how if you have reflect spell, a lot of those fireballs either ding hit your shield or pass right through you. So it's a very, very convenient and spell to be fighting him with. But man, that was a long and treacherous GP, man. And there was a point when like you guys were in the same room. There's that waffle room with there's 2 spicy chickens in the waffle on the further end, and then you go into it and there's a blue chicken.
Really,
in the waffle.
I didn't need to go through that one.
Yeah, I mean, but you both were in it at the same time, and I believe you both found the dead end.
Okay.
All right, so unfortunately, it looks like Mr. TheAlanHeffley has decided to forfeit. I mean, I don't blame him. The T-Bird was giving him hell. 2 lives in the seat is pretty rough. You gotta really be practice those type of seeds to be prepared for something like that, because it could be nerve-wracking. he came over to GP a lot, and I know that feeling when like you're like, you know what, I'll give to you after like the 10th or 15th try, like I'll give him one more go. You know, it's pretty rough, man, at low level.
Absolutely.
But hold on one second. Hey, unfortunately, that what I was doing the run, I've got to wrap it up pretty quickly. Sorry, Xarnax. Unfortunately, there's other things that need to happen. But anyway, there's a currently on Randomania 3, there's a Zelda 2 randomizer max random race going on with Rose City Saint and Amazing Toaster. So thank you guys so much for viewing us. Please follow our runners. I'm Trails. Colleen was helping me with commentary. This is Xarnax42, and I'm talking with, and you guys have a great night. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for everything. Have a good night.